اللهم فرج هم المهمومين ونفس كرب المكروبين واقض الدين عن المدينين واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. O Allah, relieve the worries of the worried, ease the distress of the afflicted, and pay off the debts of the debtors, and heal our sick and the sick among the Muslims. In this comprehensive dua, we ask Allah for relief in 4 crucial matters that encompass many of life's struggles. Firstly, we say farrij, a word rooted in fa, ra, jim, which fundamentally signifies an opening or space. This invocation seeks an escape, a way out. We specify that we seek relief from ham, worries, anxiety, sadness and grief. The root ha, mim, mim carries connotations of melting and floating, reflecting how deep sorrow can dissolve a person from within. Those burdened by ham are called mahmoomin, a passive participle that describes individuals experiencing the internal weight of worry and grief. Next, we plead with Allah to nafis. The root noon fasin revolves around something subtle that flows through openings, restoring function and balance. The verb form nafis implies causing something to flow freely, relieving constriction. We ask for relief from karb. Its root revolves around the idea of a dense, close surrounding that constricts. So a karb is a sorrow that feels like a dense, constricting force that envelops a person. And those afflicted by this burden are makrubin, individuals engulfed by a crushing sorrow. Then we seek Allah's help to iqdi. The root qa, da, ya conveys notions of separation, completion and finality. So with the word iqdi, we are asking Allah to bring closure to the dain, a word derived from a root that signifies a firm obligation or binding commitment. Just as our deen, our religion or creed, represents an internal commitment to binding obligations, a dain, a debt, is a legal obligation binding its debtor. And those bound by such liabilities are called madinin, those weighed down by financial burdens. Finally, we beseech Allah for healing, ishfi. This word stems from shin, fa, ya, a root centered on the idea of an edge, brink or boundary of something, often implying a transition or a point of vulnerability. Illness places us in a fragile state, and healing rescues us from this precarious condition. We ask Allah to cure the marda, the sick, the plural of the word marid, which traces back to mim, ra, dad, a root conveying heaviness, weakness, and a loss of clarity. And when we're sick, it burdens the body, pressing it down with exhaustion and fragility. So when we make this dua, we are essentially saying, O Allah, release the hearts of those drowning in sorrow and anxiety, lifting them from their deep sadness and despair. For those feeling trapped and suffocated by their burdens, grant them spacious relief. O Allah, enable those bound by debts to fulfill their obligations and find closure. And for all who are weakened by illness, remove them from the vulnerability of their ailments and restore them to full health.